for sharing those. My wife and I were in Ohio. We flew out early Tuesday and actually had a layover, got back in. Didn't get into Ohio till later in the evening. And we had the privilege of attending the homegoing service for Sister Jean Cox, who was just a woman in many ways, good mom, wife, knew the Lord, taught Sunday school for years. And she was one of the women that really went out of her way to make us feel at home while we were there in Ohio. And, people like that come into your life, you do well by honoring their memory and their legacy. And we appreciated your prayers for praying for traveling mercies. It's good to see people you care about deeply and love, and you have a relationship in the Lord. But it's always good to get back home and be where God has called you to be. We found out Wednesday night, probably 35-40 minutes before heading to church, that Pastor Andy Reese, thank you, Dom. Pastor Andy Reese, who pastors the Bible Baptist Church of Clementon, which is a church that I pastored right before I went to Ohio, unless things have changed, but the diagnosis we had received concerning him is that he's got lymphoma. So I don't believe he's yet seen his 40th birthday, I don't think. I think he's 39, and so he's going to be dealing with this. And if you pray for Pastor Reese, I knew when I was at Bible Baptist, and the Lord, I don't know why he does it, I really don't, but he just lets me see things that sometimes other people don't see. And I knew when we were at that church that it was time to get out of there. Similar circumstance here. Just in its time was a great building, but things just get left and don't get dealt with, and don't get addressed, and before you know it becomes significant. And so I had talked to the church about it. The Lord did not let me stay there long enough to act on it, but just probably about 6 months ago, they merged with a church that only 6 minutes from their church. They merged. They're in a lovely, lovely building with a nice auditorium, a nice fellowship hall / gymnasium. And so they've got a lot going on, and Pastor Reese is just really hitting his stride. And so, things like this happen. So pray for him. We'd appreciate it very much. He's a very kind, very generous, godly man, and I believe he loves the Lord. So if you pray for Pastor Reese, we'd appreciate that. We're in Proverbs 31 tonight. And like usual, I had sermons prepared. Then it dawned on me, I think there's something special coming up. I was like, oh yeah, it's Mother's Day. I better get something together for Mom. So I will tell you that the Word of God is under attack. Christianity is under attack. Everything that is right and good is under attack. And again, I say that when the world, when man, when government, When they say, safety, when they tell you they have to step in for your safety, you might as well just mark it down. They're just taking more of your personal rights away. And they say they're doing it for your own good, but it's all a lie. When the prophet of God, when a man of God says, be careful, there's a wolf coming in, you better be careful. There's a wolf on the hunt. You may or may not find this hard to believe, but I've been preaching about these kinds of topics for the better part of 40 years. And I'm seeing all the seeds that have been sown by men and women, by the devil, by the world, by academia. They've sowed the seeds, and the seeds have taken root, and they're bearing fruit. And so, if you're a woman, you need to realize that your femininity's been under attack for a really long time. And I know that sometimes you get a little bit carnal and you get in the flesh and you feel liberated. I got to tell you, women's liberation was one of the greatest failures of the 20th century. Did not liberate women in the least bit. As a matter of fact, it enchained and imprisoned and shackled them more than anything else. And so, God is not silent in these issues. God's not silent even a little bit. In Proverbs 31, now some commentators believe that King Lemuel is actually a nom de plume, another name for King Solomon. And this mother who's talking to him is none other than Bathsheba. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But we'll begin reading. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what, the son of my womb, and what, the son of my vows?